Hello, I'm Dr. Michael P. Williams, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Houston Community College System, and I welcome you again to the Chairman's Report. This is an opportunity for us to talk to newsmakers and educators around our region. Here at Houston Community College, we are committed to providing exemplary educational opportunities to every one of our students. That would be absolutely impossible without partnerships and collaborations with other outstanding educational institutions. And one of our major partners in providing educational excellence in this region is the University of Houston system. And it is a privilege and an honor to have today Dr. Couture, who is the Chancellor of the University of Houston system. Dr. Couture, we're glad to have you here today.
Thank you very much, Dr. Williams. I'm glad to be here.
It is quite an opportunity to lead an institution like the University of Houston system with a $1.8 billion budget. And how many students in the entire system?
61,040 as of today.
61,040, and somebody just registered that we don't even know about, so that's 41.
Okay.
That's absolutely amazing. What a tremendous opportunity and what a great asset. One of the crown jewels of our region is the University of Houston system. And tell me, now you've been here exactly how long?
2 years, 2 months, and 1 week.
That is absolutely precise to know the exact time. And you came here from the University of
South Florida.
South Florida.
In Tampa, Florida.
In Tampa.
That is not in South, by the way, but we are just called University of South Florida.
It's in Tampa, St. Pete, that whole area there.
Yes.
And you came there, you were the provost of the system.
That's right.
And then came here to be, what number president is this at the University of Houston?
It is 13th president at the University of Houston, and I am 3rd chancellor of the University of Houston system.
Now, how does that work? How do you combine those two responsibilities? Are they easily interchangeable? You're the president of the central campus, but
yes.
You're the chancellor of the system as well.
Right.
Do those positions always go together like that?
No, not necessarily. And here also at University of Houston, about 3 chancellors ago, they combined the 2 positions to really eliminate a layer of bureaucracy that you really don't need. So I see my role as really 80%, 70 to 80%. I do function as a president of the university because, working with the students, faculty, staff, vision and strategic planning. And for the other 20 to 30% time, I really spend in trying to just pull the presidents together and for us to have a vision for the system and to see whether we are serving the region as a system together.
Now, is the relationship between the chancellor and the presidents a collaborative relationship or a supervisory relationship? Do they report to you?
Well, in the academic field, every relationship is really collaborative. Because when I became president, somebody told me, you know what the role of the president is. It's almost like grass on a cemetery. You are above a lot of people, but you really can't move them. All you have is the power of persuasion, power of vision. And that is so true, but really it is a collaborative process, and we all just want to make sure we have complementary visions that together as a unit, the 2 and 2 becomes, can become 22. And that's my hope, that when we remove any kind of labels or any kind of barriers in between, that we accomplish something a lot more for the region.
Now, you have a situation where you have the University of Houston, the central campus, you have University of Houston downtown, you have University of Houston Clear Lake, you have University of Houston Victoria.
Right, and we have 3 teaching centers in Cinco Ranch, in Sugar Land, and in Pearland now.
Now, those are collaborative relationships with other institutions where people have sort of a one-stop shop where they can go in and get a degree.
Actually, all of the system institutions together go there, like in Sugar
I
Land.
see. Okay.
All of the University of Houston system institutions will go there and just offer complete degrees.
Okay.
The ultimate objective is that we need to really serve the region, and we need to make sure that we are there for the students. So that's the reason we have those teaching centers, because there are some degrees that are offered by UH Victoria, they're not offered by UH Downtown, they're not offered by UH Central Campus, and we just want to make sure that we can bring all the energy that we have together really to serve that particular part of the region.
But the Central Campus is the largest and the flagship campus of the institution. It has all the kinds of ancillary things that you would connect with a university. There's the football team and the basketball team, the stadiums, and the major of the priority degree programs, I would assume, even up to the doctoral level, are at that institution, right?
Absolutely. It is a research campus of the system. So doctoral degrees are offered only at the central campus.
Right.
EDDs, some EDDs are offered at the Clear Lake campus as well. And professional degrees are offered, particularly like law and hotel restaurant management and optometry, pharmacy. They are also offered by the central campus.
What percentage of the $1.8 billion budget does the flagship institution?
Okay.
What are they responsible for?
I would love to have $1.8 billion, but I have $1.3 billion.
1.3, I'm sorry.
But that's okay.
I gave you a lot more money than.
I know.
Matter of fact, maybe you can give it to us. We could probably use it.
Right. Well, about $950 million of that is for the central campus, so that is the largest chunk of money.
Largest chunk.
Because the largest number of degrees are also offered from the central campus.
So now we have this magnificent institution that has so many 60,000+ students that are across there, and you're touching a lot of different areas in the region, and you're providing everything from academic terminal degrees to professional degrees as well on that institution. Now there's a new venture at hand to move the University of Houston system into a Tier 1 status. It was so important that the voters had to be involved in it, and the legislature's involved in it. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, see, first of all, we have 4 institutions, and I'm so proud of every single one of them. Just because I happen to live with one doesn't mean I love any others any less. So for the University of Houston, downtown, for instance, is our more translational, more application-related campus. Then UH Clear Lake is predominantly graduate campus. I mean, 42% of the students are graduate there. University of Houston Victoria is our experimental campus. I mean, 65% of the courses are online there. The Tier 1 mission is only for the University of Houston Central Campus, because that campus, that institution, is a research university. And Tier 1 is really nothing but being a nationally competitive university. And in order to raise it to nationally competitive university, we call it Tier 1 because there are 3 organizations nationally that tier universities based on their research. And anytime you tier the institutions, all I'm trying to say is our vision is that we just want to be in that top tier, which is Tier 1, however it is defined. So really speaking, being Tier 1 is really being nationally competitive in terms of your research, but also very important in terms of your student success. But student success is a goal for all 4 institutions, whether it's downtown, Clear Lake, or Victoria. But for the University of Houston Central Campus, other than student success, research, and making sure that we are providing the necessary fuel for the economic engine, for the intellectual engine of the region, that's also a goal at the same time.
Okay, we're going to continue with that. We're going to have to just step away for a minute, and we're going to come right back because we want to continue this discussion with the Chancellor about how Tier 1 is going to benefit this entire region and make us even more competitive on a national and global scale than we've been before. We'll be right back.